Hi everybody, this is Alchemist2 and I'm back again with another TV movie review. Recently I decided to watch Christmas with Holly, another Hallmark Hall of Fame film, and I have become a big fan of Hallmark Hall of Fame's movies. They're all just magnificently done. And this one I think is my favorite Christmas movie of all time, in fact. It's very heartwarming and very touching, and it's a good example of what the power of love can do. And I won't give that much away concerning the plot of this particular film, but I just absolutely adored it. It was not one of those overly sappy holiday films that you usually find at this time of the year, which annoy me to no end. Um, this was done in such a way that I think there's a little bit of something for everybody in it. And I liked all the male leads. They were very handsome. And I enjoyed each of the actors and actresses that were involved, and including the little girl who played Holly. She was absolutely precious. And I just think that the movie was absolutely wonderful. And just I loved it from stem to stern. I just felt that it was a tremendous film, and I highly recommend it for the Christmas holiday. Um, I plan to watch The Mistletones fairly soon. I didn't have a chance to see it when it first aired. It actually aired a little bit earlier than I thought Christmas special should air, but that's just me. But I will definitely be reviewing that in the future. Um, my second review, and I know this is a combined review, and I'm sorry about that. First of all, my review for Christmas with Holly is 2 thumbs and 5 stars. And I think all of Hallmark's films deserve that rating, honestly, because they're all professionally done. And this one takes place in one of my favorite places, which would be Washington. I've never been to Seattle, but I have been to Washington, and Washington is just a beautiful, beautiful state, and sometime I hope to travel back there. It's one thing that's on my bucket list, but it's just a very magical locale. I know it sounds pretty cliche, but it is. It's a romantic place, and it's just sensational for a Christmas story. The second review I want to do is this book that I happened to pick up by sheer happenstance, and I've always been fascinated by NDEs, or what are known as near-death experiences. This is written by Dr. Eben Alexander, who is a neurosurgeon, and he explains in the best of his knowledge to uh, use the vocabulary that he has available to him what he experienced when he quote-unquote died. And he contracted a very strange strain of E. coli, and he was known as N of 1 when he was in his coma, because the doctors and nurses who were working on him had never seen anything like this before. They didn't know how he was surviving, honestly, because usually coma patients either they persist, and it's called a persistent vegetative state, and they're not really there. They're already dead, but um, it's like the machines are keeping them alive, and they're not really alive. But he was not in a persistent vegetative. Well, he was in a way. It's really just really difficult to explain, because as far as the mechanism of the brain itself, science is still at a loss for really comprehending it, and that's what Eben spoke of in this book, and he spoke of the physiological changes in the brain, and things that could have caused his journey into the other side. And now he knows that it was not what is known as DMT dumping, or the thalamus acting in the way that it does when the uh, the electrical activity starts to slow down, and the brain just begins to die. Basically, it becomes necrotic. All the tissue just slowly dies and the blood is no longer perfusing that particular organ. And I'm understanding this from my standpoint of being EKG tech, because I know if you have ischemia, you're not getting blood to the organs, and eventually that tissue will become necrotic and there will be nothing left. It will just be gone. It's dead. There's nothing you can do for it. But his his uh his his story is miraculous, and there's nothing more I can say about it. And if you're fascinated by near-death experiences as much as I am, you have to pick up this book because it's just absolutely fascinating. And it's very short. It's only 170. Wait, it's actually, well, I am including Appendix B because the Appendix B explains his understanding of what he felt was causing his state of being at the first. Just his scientific understanding. And the index talks about they're just definitions of where they are, specific pages. There's 196 pages of pure absolute exhilaration. I thought it was just truly an exemplary book, and I think it just gives more cause to take into mind that we do not understand the things that are beyond this earthly realm, or the veil, as I like to call it. Um, we are finite creatures. We are only beginning to understand what is beyond what we know as this mortal coil. As far as books are concerned, it's an easy read. It's hard to put down. Um, if you're into medicine like I am, this is a must-read book. It is absolutely tremendous, and I think that Dr. Alexander is a beacon, and he created a foundation called Eterna, which is going to be doing more experimentation concerning NDEs and other things like that. And you know, Dr. Oz, he said that they are um, these travels. I'm going to just call it that. These travels that the people experience while they are in the state, they're consistent. Each one person who goes through it, their experiences are very similar. And I will tell you, I have had experience myself because one of my boyfriends, my ex-boyfriend, actually had a near-death experience, and he explained to me that he did see the tunnel of light, and he went through the tunnel of light, and he said the experience that he had was nothing to what he had ever felt on this planet. It was pure love, just the existence of being, and knowing that he was safe and sound and nothing would hurt him. There was no fear, no tears, nor any sort of pain. It was just a knowing, a sense of he knew where he was, and that he was in the presence of unabetted, unbridled, unequivocated love. And that's exactly what Dr. Alexander explains and describes so beautifully in this book. And this is so lushly written, and his jargon is maybe it might be a little bit difficult for an average reader. He does explain it. He does put it in layman's terms, which I do appreciate. But as a person being in a medical field like I am, it's just absolutely fantastic. I love it. I think I know all these terms. I know what they mean, even though I'm not a neurosurgeon or going into the field of neurobiology. But it's just a terrific book, and I highly, highly, highly recommend it. And I'm going to be donating it to my church, so hopefully somebody else will get as much as I have gotten from it. And it's a very touching book, and it will change your perspective if you're one of those people who's a little bit cynical or skeptical about it, and I'm not. I never have been. Um, I've experienced things that I can't quite explain myself, and my vocabulary will elude me in many many ways. And then I think, well, this is not how I wanted to explain it, but I just can't, because words will fail me, even though I do have an exemplary vocabulary. It just it goes beyond the veil of description or definition. Anything that we say that we can nail down and give a designation of any sort, it just doesn't work with the paranormal or the ethereal. It just, there's no way. It just does. It pales. It really does. And that's basically all I have to say for now. And the other update I wanted to give was the fact that like I said, I will be doing a review of Mistletones fairly soon, and I'm hoping to see Les Miserables tomorrow, so I will be doing a review of that as well. And to all my watchers out there, thank you again once more for the 100 subscribers. I couldn't have gotten here without you. I never thought I would actually get to that point. I'm still on pins and needles, and I appreciate that so much. You mean the world to me, and I'm sorry. I just I didn't think I would get 100 subscribers, and I'm very touched by that. I'm really happy. I never knew that it would come to that. Excuse me, I didn't think I would get emotional, but I'm happy. I know I'm crying, but it's a miracle, it really is. I never thought that I would be getting 100 subscribers here on YouTube, but it's really it's a dream come true, and my heartfelt thanks goes out to you for that, and I appreciate it, and you are just the most wonderful people in the world. Excuse me. And I appreciate you being with me through good times and bad times, and trials, tribulations, and triumphs. And again, I thank you so much for everything and all your support. And hopefully we can continue this and keep calm and carry on, as they say.